right, good morning and welcome to day 202 on the AT. My name is Mosey and this is Rissaroams. We are rolling out of camp before 8 this morning. I'm so proud. It helps that it was not cold last night. I slept well. My nose never got cold. My tent wasn't frozen. And so it's going to be a good day. Probably a sweaty day, but that's okay. We got 15 miles to Upper Goose Pond. It is closed for the season, so no pancakes in the morning, but it should be a pretty spot to stay. And at some point, we're going to meet Alex today. Haven't heard from him. We'll see when we find him.
Closed him, yeah.
Well, closed for the season. Very sad. No cookie lady.
That means you just...
Haven't talked to you guys much today. Been catching up with George and Alex. I fell behind to use the bathroom, and so kind of enjoying a moment of hiking alone for a minute. I told them, I was like, sometimes I like to hike alone. But they said, not this week, you're not. We're sticking together. So it's good to have people around, and I enjoy talking to people, but I don't know. There's something nice about hiking alone too. And I think part of that is I don't mosey when I'm with other people. They'll put me in front so I can determine the pace. But then I feel pressured to move faster because I have people behind me. So I push myself a lot harder than I would if I was just doing my own thing.
Spot? Yeah.
Smile, boys. Oh, so we are about 10.5 miles into the day. So like 4.5 to the shelter. I'm not gonna lie, I'm starting to feel pretty tired. I'm struggling a little bit. I was doing strong for those first 10 miles, but I don't know, it's in the 70s today, and I don't think I'm used to hiking in warm weather anymore. I just feel tanked. Oh, but it's been a good day. It's gonna be a good night. Oh, another thing I'm starting to realize is that I really struggle with comparison. So, I don't know, I just randomly started to feel like weak, but I start to like compare myself to others and feel like I'm weaker then. And I don't feel that way ever when I'm alone, but I felt that way with the boys. I'm kind of feeling that way now. It's just an interesting thing. Well, I stopped for another bathroom break, and when I went to go get back on the trail, I realized the boys didn't take the turn they were supposed to. So I've been screaming their names, trying to call them and tell them they're going the wrong way, but they're too far ahead. So I dropped my pack at the trail and I'm looking for them. And the thing is, I think this is the old AT, and it may link back up, but like, this isn't the AT. And I don't know if I take the actual AT, if they'll realize. I don't know. They're not answering their phones. We have cell service. Well, Alex called me back. He said they made it to the road because they were back on trail now. And I was like, okay, like come back to where you left me, that's where the trail turns. He's like, I know, we're back on trail. I'm like, well, that's impossible because I haven't seen you. So, I don't know, there's some confusion. I'm hiking. Maybe one day they'll find me. No, I found them.
No. Found us.
But yeah, so they did take the old AT, and so they had to walk down the street a little bit to where the current AT crosses. And they were talking about, was that what the stop sign on the trail was trying to tell us? I was like, yes. And they're like, maybe we should have paid attention instead of just...
Stop sign on the trail. Stop and read it.
Don't just keep walking?
Yeah, just keep walking. What shortcut?
I mean, you did get here pretty quick.
A little bit of distance. Yeah.
You did.
Could have taken another shortcut. No, I know. I saw it on the map. I was like, what if we just walk down the driveway?
All right, so we are on the side trail to Upper Goose Pond cabin. Unfortunately, it is closed for the season. They leave Columbus Day weekend, the caretakers do. So we will not be getting pancakes and coffee in the morning, which is very sad, but it should still be a very pretty spot to camp.
If I can see them, the filter will definitely. It's pretty.
It is pretty. So like I said, the cabin is closed for the season, but we are still welcome to camp on the porch. And it's been a warm day. It was a warm night last night, so we're going to sleep here instead of pitching our tents.